News that Amazon would no longer be establishing HQ2 in Queens has made its rounds through the news cycle. The company had stated that the reason for them pulling the plug on HQ2 in Long Island City was because of the lack of cooperation among the local elected officials. Freshman Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez went to Twitter following the decision and said, "Anything is possible. Today was the day a group of dedicated everyday New Yorkers and their neighbors defeated Amazon's corporate greed, its workers' exploitation, and the power of the richest man in the world." Amazon had promised to bring the city over 25,000 jobs with the average salary of $150,000. However, the deal would come with various performance-based tax incentives and a grant by the state totaling roughly $3 billion. This included a $1.5 billion performance-based incentive if Amazon reached employment and performance goals over the next 10 years, and a refundable tax credit of up to $1.2 billion. Additionally, there was a cash grant from the Empire State Development of roughly $325 million based on square footage that the building occupies. Despite having 70% support by the people of New York, the tax abatements caused the deal to be faced by strong opposition from not only Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, but also local elected officials. However, Governor Andrew Cuomo expressed his dissatisfaction towards the representatives of his own party, stating they should be held accountable for this lost economic opportunity. From its appearance, this can look like Amazon is being gifted taxpayer dollars. This has caused the phrase corporate welfare to be tossed around recently. Even though it comes with a negative tone, corporate welfare is defined as government support or subsidy of private business, such as by tax incentive. Tax incentives are often used to spur economic growth and development. So is this deal a bad one for New York's economy, its people, and even its tax revenues? Well, let's imagine what would happen if New York City didn't make a huge mistake. Imagine you are one of the new Amazon employees in New York City. Before you head to work, you stop at the local coffee shop and purchase coffee. At lunch, you grab a sandwich from the local grocery store. After work, you stop by the local convenience store to pick up a lottery ticket. And then you finish the day by going to the local bar with colleagues. In each one of those cases, the employees and owners of these local companies enjoy the benefit of Amazon's new workers. This is because they purchase local goods and services, and there is a natural increase in demand with the increase in the new number of people who buy from them. As more money is being spent on more goods and services, more tax revenue will be generated for the city. In other words, you are helping the local workers, the economy, and the city with the creation of new jobs. Now imagine that local coffee shop can't keep up with demand. The owner has to open up new stores and must hire more employees. This is called the local multiplier effect, and the National Association of Realtors estimates that for every one new job in New York City because of Amazon, 2 to 4 more jobs would have been created. But most importantly, to those who opposed the move, more money would be sent to the city in the form of tax revenue. But just how much in tax revenue? The state commissioned Regional Economic Models Inc. to conduct a cost-benefit analysis of the tax credits versus the tax revenue potential. Governor Cuomo wrote in an op-ed based on the study that the cost-benefit ratio, or the amount that the city and state would generate for every dollar it spends, would be 1 to 9. In other words, for the $3 billion given in grants and abatements, $27 billion would be generated in revenue. However, this number is not completely accurate. Considering that $27 billion would be the amount generated over the total time span of 25 years, we need to look at how much that money is worth today considering inflation and investment opportunity costs. Therefore, the report suggests that the cost-benefit ratio is 1 to 6.3 in 2019 dollars. This means that accounting for inflation, they would bring in around $19 billion, which is a $16 billion profit for the city and state. Remember that some of the incentives were tied to Amazon's performance, so Amazon would not be getting the abatements in the first place if they did not meet performance and employment goals. This significantly lowers the risk profile for the city and state, making the 84% margin even more attractive. So why did they protest this offer? Of course, there are concerns about existing infrastructure not being able to support the new employees. Usually, cities would issue bonds backed by tax revenues in order to support infrastructure development, which is easier when you have $16 billion in new tax revenues to guarantee. Additionally, others were worried about rising costs of living. While this could be concerning, new living was planned by local developers so that the demand for existing supply would not put upward pressures on housing prices. As of late, Governor Cuomo is actively working to fix the broken deal. However, as of now, it looks like New York City's politicians might have made a huge mistake chasing Amazon away, and a potential gain of $16 billion in tax profit. This was a Compounded Daily production. For more finance, economics, and business-related videos, subscribe to our channel. Would you take $16 billion? Let us know in the comments.